So we are recording, and we're going to probably give maybe another minute or so before we get started, but this is our coach sneak peek for Team Fired Up. So thanks everyone for joining us. I'm going to hand it over to Tammy because she's going to welcome us to the call. And it looks like Caroline is connected.
Caroline, you're back. Yay!
Hey.
Hi. Okay,
hi guys. We
all yours.
Okay. If you guys want to go ahead and mute yourself, that'd be great. Okay. Because the back noise, I can't concentrate. So guys, we are so excited to be on this live webinar tonight. We are so passionate about what we do as coaches, and we are just thrilled that you are here to learn a little bit about what this coaching thing is, and we're just so excited to share. And my name is Tammy. For those who don't know me, I'm going to be leading this with Aaron and Blake. We are going to be leading this webinar. We're going to try to make it short and sweet. We're going to each go through and we're going to share just a little bit about our story, and then we're going to share some just a little bit about coaching with each of us. So we're going to start off with Blake. So Blake, you take it away and go for it.
So I'm introducing myself, right? Right, okay. All right, so I'll just be super quick. After having my second baby in 2014, I knew I had to do something. I wanted to get the baby weight off, so I started doing 21 Day Fix, which is sort of like the feeder program, I feel like, that almost everybody starts with, and did that and had like really fantastic results and just really fell in love with the products. I really wanted my Shakeology discounted, and that was the only reason I signed up to be a coach. In fact, I even told my coach, I'm not going to coach. I just am doing this for the discount. And if it's not for me, I'm going to quit after a month. And she was like, if you're going to do it, like, do it. Don't don't half-ass it. Like, if you're going to do it, do it. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And in like the first month of being a coach, I completely fell in love with everything about it. It was finally this perfect outlet for me to sort of get involved in health and fitness. You know, I wasn't a certified trainer. I wasn't a fitness instructor, but I knew I loved and had a passion for health and fitness. And this was really like a great outlet for me to talk about it. And I loved talking about my workouts, and I loved talking about the food I was cooking, and I just never knew what to do with it. And this sort of became that outlet. And then it turned into like this thing where I was actually making some money on the side. And then it turned into like meeting all these awesome people who are now some of my closest friends. It became much more than I ever anticipated it would be, because I went into this because I just wanted the $30 off my Shakeology. That was it. That was my intention from day one, because there weren't even other products really to get discounts on. It was just Shakeology. Just wanted, and then it was turned into I want to get that paid for each month. So anyway, that's basically how I got into coaching and how I sort of approached it as like, I don't know how I feel about it. And then it's become like a thing now that I just love. I would rather do this than my day job, writing. And I really love writing. So that should give you an idea of how much I love the coaching stuff. It's just fun. So that's it.
I have a somewhat similar story. So for me, by the way, hi, I am Erin Britton, and I've been coaching for 3 years as of this very month. It's pretty much this week. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Coaching 3 years in December. I started with Beachbody 3 years this very week. So I had a friend approach me and said, you need to do this program 21 Day Fix with me. And I said, no, there's no way. I go to the gym. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. And she just kept saying, no, you need to do this. And so I eventually said yes. And I kind of did it more to prove myself right rather than, it didn't feel like I was trying to prove her wrong. I just was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to prove myself right here. And I did it. And I was miserable for like the first 18 days. I thought it was bull. And I thought I was going to be right. It wasn't going to work. And then something clicked about 18 days in. And I was like, whoa. I don't want that bowl of popcorn. What? This is the first time in my life. And so at the end of the 21 days, I actually felt that lifestyle kick in. I lost 10 pounds and 10 inches, and I couldn't believe it because my entire life, I couldn't lose a pound no matter what I did. It was mostly because I didn't know what I was doing. And so I was hooked. And so she then told me about the coach discount. And I thought, well, I like this Shakeology. I'd like a discount. Okay, sure. And I had no intentions of coaching, just like Blake. And then right away, people saw the difference in me and they asked what I was doing. And I love sharing very much, so I shared. And then I quickly saw, oh gee, I'm going to share anyways. And then Beachbody pays me, and all I have to do is send my friends a link, which I'm going to do anyways, whether Beachbody paid me or not. I would do that for my friends. So that's how I kind of got into coaching. I was like, well, this is something I'm going to do anyway. And now they're paying me. Well, this is awesome. And I just then kind of got into hosting to the challenge groups with my friends, and then met Blake and Tammy through the team, and have been just like Blake, just blown away by what I have gained from being a coach. I never imagined this in my life. I never imagined wanting this for my life and having this in my life. And now I can't imagine my life without this. I have chills right now and think I might cry. It's such a rewarding thing to help other people find a way to fit fitness and nutrition and health into their life, into a way that it can fit into life instead of having to have it revolve around their life and have their life revolve around it instead. And it's also rewarding in such a way that you get to build a community, a family that you never even knew that you needed. So for me, it's been the same way that coaching and the desire to coach more and more, to put more and more into it, to build it as a business has grown slowly over time in these 3 years for me. And I just love it to death. So yeah, that's a bit of my story, and I'll share a bit more about it in a little bit, and I'll pass it on over to Tammy.
Okay. Okay. So my story is a little bit different because I actually did not sign up to get a discount. When I started, I wasn't even using Shakeology. I didn't, honestly, because I didn't have a coach sign me up. I didn't know about Shakeology. Can you imagine not knowing about Shakeology? But I did sign up, and I started with the 21-day fix. And I was trying to lose baby weight after baby number 3, and I was struggling to do so. I tried the 21-day fix and got great results. And honestly, even after that, I was kind of off again, on again with the workouts. It wasn't until probably 9 months later, and somebody invited me to join an accountability group on Facebook. That's where everything changed for me. I loved those Facebook groups. I loved being in an accountability group. It was just what I needed. And when I started in that group, was the first time I'd ever actually been consistent. And since I did that back almost 4 years ago, I never miss workouts. I never miss a week of workouts. I've been completely consistent. And so how I became a coach was because the accountability groups, they stopped doing it. The person who was running the groups, they just stopped doing it. And I was like, oh no, it's like, I need this group. And so I decided, hey, I'm just going to start my own group. I'm going to be a coach. I didn't have any clue what that meant, no clue what I was going to do, but I was like, hey, I'm going to sign up to be a coach. I'm going to start my own accountability groups because I'm sure I'm not the only person who needs somebody to hold them accountable. So that's what I did. It's been almost 4 years, 4 years in February that I signed up to be a coach. Again, not knowing what in the world I was doing. It was crazy. And I have completely, obviously, 4 years later, fallen in love with it. There is no better feeling than helping someone else get started on their fitness plan, and to see, when I get messages and, oh my gosh, I've lowered my cholesterol, I've lost this much weight, I've got back into bikini again, I feel so good, I have energy. Like, those messages make everything worthwhile. Like, it is absolutely the best feeling for me. And I've just completely fallen in love with it, just like Blake and Aaron. And I'm so passionate about it. And sometimes it's really hard. Can be so difficult to fit into our schedules. But those messages keep me pushing and keep me wanting to drive and just go and do more and help more people, as many people as I can. Plus, it has kept me fit and in the best shape of my life at 41 years old. That's what this team and these accountability groups have done for me, and coaching has done for me. So that is my story. All right, Blake, you want to take it back?
Yes. So what we were going to cover were just sort of some of the things that people bring up a lot when they're talking or asking us questions about coaching. And one of the things that people, and I think maybe it's like one of the number one things people are thinking, or they even just come out and ask, is like, I don't want to feel salesy, and I'm not a good salesperson, because every single one of us, I would almost guarantee, has had like the sales pitch in your Facebook Messenger from somebody selling LuLaRoe or Rodan & Fields, whatever product it might be, and it just felt like disingenuous. It didn't feel like it was from the heart kind of message, or like, there was something missing there. And so the way that I basically explain it to people is, I love this stuff. Like, these workouts, these nutrition programs, these products have done things for me that other stuff just hasn't been able to do. I've worked with fitness trainers, didn't work for me. I've done group fitness classes. I've tried cleanses. I've tried diets. I've done, everything. This is the first thing that has worked for me, gotten me my best results, and it's been sustainable for me. So I love them. So just the same way that we talk about, the restaurant down the street to our neighbor, and we tell them, you have to go to this restaurant, it's so good. Or we say, or somebody comes up to you and is like, girl, who did your eyebrows? Like, who is your eyebrow person? You're like, oh, you would love them. They're so good. Here's their information. I basically equate it to that. Like, when it comes from the heart and you know that this is what works for you, you kind of want it, like, everybody to try it so that it will work for them too. It's not like, I never feel like I'm like just selling something. I don't know how to like explain it, but I feel like I get really excited when I'm talking to a specific person and trying to figure out and nail down like what programs will work for them. Like, I love that personal part of it. And I think when you look at it like that, it's just you really coming from the heart and being really genuine about something you're really passionate about. And so that's what I always tell people. If you're like, I'm not a good salesperson, or I don't want to sound salesy, if it makes you feel icky, is what I always say. Like, if you feel kind of like, I don't really want to send it, or you don't feel like you would want that message in your inbox, then maybe it's not the right message to send, and you need to rethink it. You rethink, like, how would I talk to like my mom on the phone if I were to tell her how much I love the stuff that I'm currently doing or the workouts I'm doing or whatever. So it's just sort of like a mindset switch or a way you approach it, basically with anything in life. So, and also I think with like you're really sharing on social media what is working for you. So it's a lot less like, here are like my Christmas bundle packages and here's my catalog, and it's not like that. Like when I'm sharing on social media, I'm sharing like my life, and people see that and they like what they see and they want to share it with, they want to do it too. So it's more about sharing than selling, is the best way to put it. So that's sort of my take on I feel I'm not a good salesperson, or I don't want to be salesy, or I don't want to be like a used car salesman, like that feeling, because I'm pretty sure like every one of us have felt that when we first started as a coach. You probably were like, what are people going to think of me? What are people, are they going to think I'm trying to just sell them something? And I will tell you that like your friends will not feel like that. I've never once felt like, or they haven't said anything to me, but I feel like they've been really honest, because they respond to me and say, either it's just not the right time or whatever it is, but they always say, I appreciate you reaching out to me, because, maybe in 3 months it's going to be a good time. So it just, again, it feels like I'm just sharing something with somebody that I really, really love. So that's my thought on the sales part of everything.
Yeah, and I just want to say I totally agree. It's like sharing your story. This is part of your story, your health, your fitness, your life, what we're feeding our kids for dinner, just sharing our story with the world, and that's it.
Can I say one more thing on that also?
Yes.
I think we're, at least I feel like we're different from maybe some other network marketing companies. I don't know, but even when somebody buys a product from us, it's not like they're buying and we never talk to them again. Like, we are putting them in these support groups. We are becoming their friend, their coach, and we're sending them messages and we're following up and we're seeing how we can help them. And we're building this relationship and we're helping them reach whatever goal it is that they are trying to attain. So it's not about selling. And if you're only out there to sell, then you're going to sound salesy. But if you're out there to really have an impact, which we all are, then that's how it's going to come across. And that's really what our ultimate goal is that we yes, we like to earn extra money, but we want to really help these people reach their goals and to feel like we do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Just build a community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's talk about how we fit some of this into our busy schedules. Some of this sharing it on social media and posting and building that community and communicating with that community. It can be time consuming, and you might be thinking, well, I don't have time for that. I don't even have time to join one of your challenge groups to do the workouts. So, that is absolutely a thought I had when I first was invited to join a challenge group, when I first had the thoughts of coaching. Because, my coach, when she invited me, she really more invited me to just join for the discount. And then I kind of saw, I can do more with it. And even honestly, I, to this day, even have thoughts of, I'm too busy, I can't do this. I had that thought a million times today about this call. It's normal, right? We are busy. So for me, I work a full-time job with a corporate company, 40 hours a week, sometimes more. And I'm a mom. I have a 5-year-old son, and I'm a wife. I have a 5-year-old husband too, and a 5-year-old, when he's older, dog, but he's not getting older either. It's just crazy in this house. I mean, literally, it's crazy. And so it's busy here, and I'm busy, and it feels like I don't have any time to fit anything in, but I'm wanting to fit so much in. And I'm finding it is possible. And so here's how I've fit in building a business and being a Beachbody coach. It's changed over the 3 years. I'll tell you that. One thing that I've loved about being a Beachbody coach is it's been my choice and solely my choice. Nobody has ever told me what I have to do. Nobody has ever even suggested or anything. There are no requirements. If I wanted to just be a discount coach, nobody says anything. If I wanted to today just start being a discount coach and stop doing what I'm doing from this point forward, nobody says anything. And so that makes me—
I wouldn't let you do that, but that's—
well, you maybe
I'm just teasing. Sorry.
It's such a comforting feeling to know that if something happens in my life where I need to make a change and I can't go this route anymore, I don't want to go this route anymore, I don't have to. It can be under my control completely. So, and it has been thus far. So it's changed for me. So when I first started off, it was really just a hobby. And I would just give it like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. And it would just be like friends seeing me and they would ask, oh, what are you doing? And I would tell them and then I'd send them a link. And so it took me no time. And I was posting like hardly anything at all. I was posting nothing on social media. I was hardly even engaging in our challenge groups. I was reading in our challenge groups, but I was not engaging in them. I was one of those. And then over time, as I grew to really love coaching and wanted to build it a bit more, how I've fitted into working a full-time job is I've really loved this thing that we call power pockets, where you do give your business or your coaching, whatever you want to call it, 5 minutes time. Whenever you have 5 minutes here and there. And so we have certain things that we've decided that are important things to work on to build your business, to help people. So like engaging with people maybe on social media, if that's how you're choosing to be your outlet for connecting with people. Or maybe it's via email, whatever it is. Again, you don't have to do it via social media. So when you have 5 minutes time, you spend those 5 minutes connecting with however many people you've decided you want to connect with in a day. Next 5 minutes you have, whenever that may be in the day or the next day, then you spend those 5 minutes connecting with however many people are inviting however many people you've decided you wanted to invite. So the important tasks I just do in those 5 minutes chunks when I get them. And, you know, honestly, I just had to have a kind of get real session with myself, just like I had to do with my workouts. When I was first invited to a challenge group, I said, no, I don't have time. I can't do this 21-day fix, 30-minute workout a day. I don't have time. Are you crazy? At the time, I was driving an hour each way to work, driving my son to daycare there, and no, that's just impossible. I can't fit that in. And I kind of had to have a get real with myself conversation. It was subconsciously. It was not a conscious thing. I won't admit that. But I had to do the same with my business too, of how much time am I really wasting in a day watching TV, scrolling on Instagram, I have no flipping clue what, that I could be doing something more productive that is going to be filling my cup, that's going to be helping my health, that's going to maybe even be making me money. Hey, maybe even doing something that I've always dreamed of doing for my career. And that's what this has turned into being for me. And so I had to do the same with my business, is have that get real conversation, is how much time am I wasting? And I waste a lot of time. And I've had to take that time that I was wasting and put it to actual work time, and work time that was true work, not scrolling. And so, you know, as my business has changed and as I've grown into wanting to build it more into a true business, I give more than 5 minutes time here and there often now, no doubt. Hour chunks and when I can find it, but it's still, it varies on when I can fit it in. Times when I'll fit in some time to work after my workout. If my workout gets done early enough, I'll sit down on the mat and I'll pump out some work there. Posting my posts, connecting with challengers, sending out some invites. When I'm sitting on the couch with my son at night and he's watching a cartoon, I can still snuggle him, be on my phone, connecting with people. I don't need to be watching that cartoon. He doesn't really care. So there I am working there also. And then now I'm also trying to start a new plan for myself of dedicating just 2 nights a week where normally after my son goes to bed, I start getting myself ready for bed because I believe in that self-care and getting that full 8 hours of sleep. But I'm also like, you know what? I've got some big goals. So what about if 2 nights a week I stay up late, a couple extra hours, and I bust out some work? So there's part of that get real conversation. So that's how I fit it in with working a full-time job. I know that Tammy, so Tammy has 3 kids, and she is insanely busy with these 3 kids. She fits it in. She's often sitting in the car in school line, or while Stella, her daughter is often in therapy. She'll be sitting in the car waiting for her daughter, busting out work there. And Blake will do a lot of the same when both daughters are in school, and if her assignments are slow, she'll bust out a bunch of work there. So it's just, again, those get real conversations with yourself of, okay, when is work slowed down? When are the kids out of my hair? And do I really have to sit down and watch Hallmark Channel right now? Yes. Yeah. There you go. See, look, that's a good time to, yeah. I mean, watching the Hallmark Channel right now, Caroline, would be really nice. Yeah. After, but there's a time and a place for it, right? After you're done cooking dinner. Yeah. Too. Eating. She's eating. So, yeah, I mean, we do the same things that you're doing right now, too. We feel you. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to, I can't figure out 2 screens here, to Tammy. So my point is there's a lot of ways that you can fit coaching in, and you can make it work for you depending upon your schedule and really what you want coaching to be. You can make coaching whatever you want it to be. Okay, Tammy, I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And I was going to add to that, our seasons of life change. And so the time that we're able to put into coaching changes. Like right now is a really tough season for me, and I'm struggling to fit in the time that I would like to be working my business, but I'm still finding those pockets of time to fit it in. So I'm at least doing something. But Erin mentioned this before, but the beautiful thing about Beachbody that I think is also different from a lot of network marketing companies, I'm not sure, but I think at least some of the ones I know, do you all hear that echo?
Did I
Erin,
get
Okay, that's better. Thanks. Now see, I lost my train of thought. I think why Beachbody is different is that we don't have any sales quotas. There's nobody saying, okay, you need to sell this amount every month in order to continue your coach membership. That doesn't exist. So I think that's beautiful. So even, as we are, more seasoned coaches, but if we're having a harder time, or if you're a new coach starting off, there's no sales quota. So if you don't have to feel that pressure, you can take it at whatever season of life you're in. If you are just starting and you want just the discount, that's great. If you are just wanting to kind of dabble in it to see, who might be interested, that's okay. And then if you're ready to go all in, that's great too. Like there's no quota. So you can do it however you want. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about real quick, and I'm going to be super brief, is that I mentioned in my introduction that I had no clue what I was doing when I signed up as a coach. I didn't really, at the time I signed up, I didn't really have an upline that was active. I didn't have a team like this amazing team that we have right now. And so I didn't know what I was doing, like had no idea. And at the time there was some training back in our what we call our coach office. There was a little bit of training back there that we had access to, but it was very minimal. And Beachbody has done a wonderful job over the last 3.5 years of adding training to that. So we have access to so much training that teaches us how to be a coach, all the little things, ins and outs of coaching we can learn, and on our own time. So there's videos to watch, there are all kinds of trainings available. And because we have such an amazing team, we also are able to have our own little bit of training that we can do. Plus, we work one-on-one with all of our coaches, and we discuss, what each person's individual goals are, and we want to help you reach those, whatever they are. Even if it's just to earn your free Shakeology each month, we're here to help you do that. And so I think that's a big thing that I didn't have in the beginning that I do now, is a huge support system and training that is available to us. So you're never on your own. You don't just sign up as a coach and you're like, what the heck do I do now? We've got you covered. There's training for that. And that's all I have. So I'm curious if anybody has any questions, or Blake, Aaron, do you guys have anything else that you want to add to that?
Just one quick thing I do want to say about coaching that we hear a lot. You do not need to be at your goal to be a coach. You do not need to even have started your journey to be a coach. In fact, some of the best coaches that we know started on day one that they started their health and fitness journey, because it's all, again, about just sharing your journey with somebody else and going it along the way with other people and building that community along the way. That is what coaching is. You do not need to be a fitness expert, a nutrition expert. All of that is there provided for you by Beachbody. We are given the fitness experts within the fitness programs. We're given the nutrition experts within the fitness and nutrition programs. So you don't need that.
I didn't even know what clean eating was until I did the 21-day fix.
I thought I did. But
kind of as a coach, the most I knew about fitness was the 2 programs that I had done, and that was it. Like, I'm not a nutrition expert, not a fitness expert. We've just learned so much as we've gone through this process over the few years. So you definitely do not have to be an expert at anything.
No.
Exactly.
And you don't, and I think one of the things, Tammy, you were saying is like that we have no sales quotas. We also have 0 requirement to purchase inventory, buy anything every month. Like, you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to sell anything, and you don't have to buy any inventory that you're going to be stuck with. Lots of network marketing companies require you to sort of like buy in. We have none of that. None of that. You have a question?
Oh, I think Caroline has to leave.
Oh, you got to go? I think we're wrapping it up anyway, so you're good.
I'm so new to all this. I'm like, I don't know how to unmute my phone anymore. Like, nothing. I'm sorry, I have to go. I was prepping supper. We have to eat, so I have to go. And my mom's here, so.
Bye, Caroline.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming.
All right, we'll talk later. Bye. Have a great night.
Well, we got like 3 minutes left anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Do any of you guys have any questions?
Julie, Gay, or Lindsay?
All right, let's wrap it up then.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming and for listening, and have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.